So here we are. Man, you talk about dysregulated. I'm like out of my mind and body. My body is jerking wildly, the upper body, and everything hurts after what we went through last night. I mean, I carried that bag everywhere with me, and except when we were at Cheapside, we met Miss Lauren and a couple of other people. Lovely couple of little girls in CNA program around the corner at Sandy's place at whatever they call it now, Silks, and used to be the bungalow next door. And so I'm sorry. All this shit happened because I said no to my mother. I mean, she thinks she can tell me whatever to do at any time, and if I say something, she doesn't like, she considers it abusive, and if I say no to her, she becomes enraged and reactive and violent and vindictive, and she called up my asshole brother, and he's not an asshole. I don't know anything about him. I haven't talked to the man in 30 years. But she called him up, and, he seemed very, very happy to take out whatever shit he has with me on it by calling the police. And I'm here now. And I'm really struggling to maintain my sanity, being around all these crazy people and having no privacy and, sitting on the floor and being in pain and not having any access and no future and no way out. And like even a conception of a plan. Everything I've tried to do here hasn't worked. And I just called Sandy at Pace. I was like, can you just call me or get in touch or something? Let me know if we're like on a path, because I think she can enroll me on the 1st of August. But between now and then, like, I'm going to sit here in the homeless shelter and go insane. And my body is breaking apart from having to schlep this bag back and forth to the cafeteria every time we eat. And the pain I'm in is like just ungodly, all in the upper back and the trapezius and the neck and the hips and the arms and yada, yada, yada. It's just awful. And I mean, they'll give me 2 Tylenol like once every 8 hours or something, and it's just not doing it. And so last night, we had a couple drinks at Cheapside, went around the corner, and Mercedes was behind the bar at Silks. We gave her, I had a piece of amethyst and a piece of rose quartz, and I was like, broken piece of amethyst or rose quartz, which one you want? Take one. And she took the rose quartz, so we still have a little broken piece of amethyst, but we were out, and there's a little shop down there, Marketplace, across from where, what was her name? Lissa Sims. Yeah, Lissa Sims and her husband. They had, because we met them I've known her forever, but we met her husband and her at Cheek's party, Lori Cheek's party, her derby party, I think, and we'd eaten there. What was that table 310, table 510, blah, blah, blah. It used to be across the street. And actually, Barnett Bagley had their office next door on that corner. I mean, I wanted to go out and like just feel normal out in public and try to, hang out a while and everything. And we could sit, and we didn't have this shit going on that was going on now, but we went into the little market across the way and got 2 THCA joints that they sell here in Kentucky. And they are unlike anything that I've ever come across. We're having trouble. We have this thing's on 2%. I can't keep this battery up or this battery charged, and we're constantly in fear of, getting ripped off, and where there's always people around, and these people they just stand outside and smoke all goddamn day. It's like, but so we had one of these joints, and there's just rivers of growling and energy and pain, and started coming out. I sat on a concrete step. There's a new apartment building just south of those railroad tracks. We used to fly down there. There's that big bump when you go down West 4th. Used to be back in the day, going over those railroad tracks. Right south of that, there's a new apartment building. And we sat on our concrete steps for a few hours. And at some point it was clear to me that this thing had taken me over, and I was going to be sleeping outside, that I wasn't going to make it back by the curfew of 8 o'clock before they lock everybody out. And this is just like being in a goddamn jail, except you get to go out for smokes more often. You got to come in by 6:30 and sign in, and then they'll let you out once an hour. It's like 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 to have a smoke for 15 minutes and then back in. And it's just a couple of hundred guys laying around in their individual pain and misery and misfortune, and they all have women problems. It's there's just gossip. Um, So we sat and exploded, and we got attacked again. This guy, I swear to God, he came by, no shirt on, like bulldog face, skinny guy, but kind of muscly. And he asked me if I had a cigarette. And I was like, no, man, down to my last one. He said, share it with me. He just either said, share it with me or split it with me. I just said, no. And he went violent shit right there in front of me. He's standing like right in front of me, 8 feet away. And now he's up. He's got his arms, he's got his fists clenched. He's like, motherfucker, and starts cursing at me. And I'm like, look, dude. I mean, I was in the middle of having conversations with the universe and blah, 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 blah. And this guy's like wanting to fight me over because I wouldn't share my last fucking cigarette. Like, dude, who the fuck are you? I don't know you. Leave me alone. I mean, in my head, but I'm like, man, I'm just an old homeless guy. I'm like, I'm up at the homeless shelter up the street, and like, still didn't care, kept right on, started moving towards me like he was going to attack me. And this went on for like 5 minutes. It wasn't as bad as the dude in Pattaya who like literally stood over me, this ex-military English fuck, and stood over me and threatened me for like an hour inside the store one night and knew everything about my business up and down the street and my 86,000 baht. We got it worked out. We got it cut in half, and then we paid on it for 8 fucking weeks, and then it never went down anymore. I don't know. He knew all about my bill and the smoke weed shop and da-da-da-da, and he'd obviously like read some shit online because he was like quoting my page to me. I'm like, this is fucking weird. Well, this guy last night was the same thing. It's like, well, people want to attack you when you say no to them. It's a white man thing. I mean, it happens to me over and over and over. So we sat in the rain, and it didn't rain much. It'd come down and sprinkle, and the lightning strikes. The lightning would hit, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 10 seconds. It's 5 miles away. Who cares? But fast moving storms, and I'm sitting outside, and I'm like, how did I get here? But this stuff is coming out of me, just growls and screams, and everywhere we went, and we're like, at that point, I'm like, oh, well, we have this other joint, we'll smoke it too. So we had 2 of these things. They are more psychoactive and more, they're stronger and more, produce in me a more intense reaction than I really care to have. We had tried them once before. We had these little gummies that Mr. Shiva had down at the liquor store, and I took 2 of them. It was like a 16-hour high. But after it all went away,